The 1925 peace dollar, which is substantially and significantly, amazingly rarer than even the 1924, the 1923, and certainly the 1922. Now, one of the things that I'm always asked about this is, oh, you sent me the peace dollar that has an error on it. The word trust is misspelled. The United States government, if you remember your history lessons back then, the motto for the United States government during World War I was V for victory. They then, since this was a commemorative to the end of World War I, they incorporated that in the design of the coin itself, and that's what that trust is spelled with a V instead of a U, as for V for victory, because it was still, in essence, a commemorative coin to commemorate the end of World War I that you're going to have. Traditionally, the American eagle on the back of a coin, which must be on all United States coins of a denomination larger than 10 cents, must have an eagle, is not in flight. It's at rest. And almost always, the United States, the eagle on the back of a coin has the olive branch of peace and the arrows of war in its talons, literally, you know, ready for peace and or war. Well, as a commemorative for the end of World War I, you'll notice only the olive branch of peace. The United States, indeed, the world was worn out from World War I, and they were glad for this period of what is now prosperity within this, the prosperity and just the peace that came at the end of the war. With this in 1925. Then you add in the significant rarity of the 1925 peace dollar. Now we are getting in towards the end of the American peace dollar series. So you have 1931, they didn't make them in like 32, 33. There was no peace dollars made in those years. So now you're towards the end. The mintages have plummeted, being able to get them in original uncirculated condition. Look at that, over 500 sold. To be able to get these in these original uncirculated conditions, absolutely positively stunning. Remember, they're 100% original. I want to put this in here. So this is the way it comes to you. Isn't that a great little presentation box as well? I'm going to hold it. I guess I'll just put it down there for you. Why wouldn't I do that? And then check that out. And so, you know, it's a beautiful way to present the coin, to have the coin. I'm amazed at absolutely amazing.
How beautiful the coins still look after all this time.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they're solid silver, as you can see. They're absolutely stunning. It's the rarest of all the peace dollars that I've done. But the fact is they're all silver. They're all collectible. They're all desirable. It's absolutely, positively an amazing opportunity for you to be able to get out there. The key is very nice, original, brilliant, uncirculated coins. Like I said, easily over $100 plus out there in the marketplace. I have very small quantities of these. Like I said, hundreds of these already sold.
And what's terrific is every single one, a customer pick.
Yeah.
So you can read the reviews. Customers that have already purchased this coin, they have it at home. You absolutely love it. So you're in wonderful company if you're ordering. Stay on the phone lines. Don't hang up. You can see we're approaching almost 600 of you that have ordered this particular